I scream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Welcome back to yet another episode of Karishma Connect. Wishing you a very happy Sunday. On this episode, I have got Mazen Kanaan, yet another ice popsicle brand owner, with me, talking to me about how he started it all out. Now, for those in the UAE, I'm sure you're already aware of this amazing brand called House of Pops, which has pretty much revolutionized the way we eat healthy ice cream by giving us a wide range of flavors. And Mazen tells me all about the making of that brand. How did he come up with it? What all went into the process? Dealing with supply chain issues, quality, maintaining it, and a whole lot more on this podcast. He tells me about his journey from scratch to stage, straight into your refrigerators in the UAE, what it all entails. It's exciting, it's chill, literally, and it's a fun chat. So go check it out, and until the next one, I'll see you soon. This is Karishma. You're tuned into Karishma Connect. We're back every Sunday and Thursday, so do keep tuning in. Thank you so much, Mazen, for joining me on this episode of Karishma Connect. It's a pleasure to have you, and I look forward to getting to know about a brand that I have quite liked over the years, and I have seen grow as well, having lived in the UAE for so long. Can't wait to get the story unfolded from the founder's mouth itself.
I'm looking forward to share some bits about our journey so far. So yeah, it's a great opportunity.
Thank you. The first thing I do, Mazen, is I ask everybody, tell me about that journey. Tell me about how it unfolded, how it started, where did you start from, and what's so special about where you are today?
Yes, sure. So it started actually in 2018, where together with my partner, we found that there is a gap in the market for something which is healthy and tasty at the same time. At that time, there is, and that so far still ongoing, a trend of health and wellness across all the different category. But when you go to the ice cream, still it is predominantly dominated by products that are high in fat, high in sugar.
Yeah.
So I said that could be an opportunity. So given my background that I have worked on ice cream for around 6-7 years with the biggest ice cream company in the world, it helped me take the right decisions initially to conceive how the brand would look like, etc., and how we'll approach the market. And my partner Marcella, who's now my wife as well, she has a background in culinary, and she was responsible to bring those products to life. So we said, okay, let's do it. So we took a small kitchen in Al Kiwain, around 1,000 square feet, and we started preparing the flavors. And then in the weekend, we went in September 2018 to a farmer's market, ripe market, where we sold for the first time. And it was once a week initially. The people liked the product, they liked how they are manufactured. And then we said, okay, seems there is traction. So then we started doing a bit more events, a bit more catering. We went online. We started giving a bit to some restaurants, cafes, then to some hotels. Then we opened one kiosk in Kite Beach. Then next year we opened 4. Then the next year we opened 12. Then 20 now.
Wow.
Then we said, okay, there is value in it, so let's franchise. So now we have franchisees in UAE, in Bahrain, in Saudi. So as a summary for the journey, what started with just the two of us in 2018, now we are more than 90 people working in the company. We operate across 6 channels. We have products in our own kiosk. We sell to Horeca. We do e-commerce. We sell to the trades like Carrefour. And we are the only ice cream allowed to be sold in schools in Dubai. And we do events and catering. And we are present in UAE. And we have a partner in Saudi, Bahrain, Kuwait, and Qatar will come soon. So that's a bit the journey in a nutshell.
But that's a scaling at next level, because you've literally scaled from 2018 to 2020, which is very fast. What do you think worked for you in that process?
I think a couple of things are essential. So I think the product initially, what we call it, the reason to believe, is very key to everything that we do. If you don't have the right product, you will not be able to move anywhere. But that's not. So this is, I would say, it has a veto power, but it cannot really propel you by itself.
Yeah.
So the other thing is that I think the branding, the way we presented it, is very important because people are looking for an experience, not only just to eat ice cream, but the colors, how they feel, how artistic it is. So this was a really a very important point. And I think the team that we have recruited was essential to drive this scalability, because irrespective of how smart you can be, you can do so much on your own. But with the right team, I think you can really scale in a sustainable way.
There was a time when House of Pops, there must have been that time in your journey where it just picked up, right? From as
Yes, yes, of course. So it really picked up, I think, after COVID time. Actually, funny enough, during COVID, we had a surge in sales because people were locked in their houses and they wanted to order something good for their kids and themselves. And they were not going out, so they were investing a lot in ordering, and our e-commerce boomed by like grew by 15 times. And then after that, this helped us get in a lot of homes and to increase our trial and penetration. So that proved to be very, very effective. When we started attracting people's attention, we already built in a structure that can accommodate at least 10, 15 times the current volume. So we never were surprised by the growth, because always we were one step ahead of what we believe can come. We recruited a great management team. Like for our size, I think that is an amazing achievement. So the head of operations comes from Unilever, working on ice cream for 17 years. The head of business development comes from Baskin Robbins, and he worked there for 19 years. He was the regional manager for the region, uh, for the trade and Horeca and events. Our marketing manager comes from Nestle. She was the marketing manager of Nido. Our factory manager comes from IFCO. Our franchise manager comes from Dip and Dip, one of the biggest success story in franchising. So it costed us well, but we were generating from our current existing business enough cash to attract those talent and therefore to accommodate growth that will come.
And did you always know that you wanted to start up something like that? Did you always know you would become an entrepreneur, or was it?
Always no, I'm not sure. Always wanted, yes, for sure. We had some crazy things. I think the first time I was like, so the one attempt when I was still maybe 20, 21, I founded with a partner in Lebanon, kind of an activation agency for kids, where if you have a birthday, we'll get someone who wears Bugs Bunny and go and dance and does stuff like this. It didn't work out. Her dad felt that I'm not adding much value and I'm getting some profit. So he told her, how much is giving you? $3,000. This $3,000, kick him out. So then it didn't work that well. Then at one point, I found that there was a difference in terms of the pricing. If you get, for example, a watch from the US and you sell it here. So I found this amusing. It was not much of a money, but it was amusing. So I used to get small volume, let's say a low weight, high value item delivered here, and then I would put them on Dubizzle, and I would make $100. Like I would say, it is an unopened gift, which is not opened, and then it was working. But then once a bit started a more serious project coming, we ventured into pulps. We were selling pulps to hotels. It did not work. I developed with a partner an application called Quickie to sell to people who wanted to order fast on the beach. That was actually very interesting. Before the COVID and all the QR codes, we started this, but it did not work as well. And then at some point we were looking at importing eggs from Ukraine and selling it in the market, but then we thought we don't know anything about it. And then with the ice cream, it finally delivered something.
So would you say that dedication kept you going and finally it worked?
Yeah. The idea of having your own thing and creating something that people consume or that makes sense, especially in places like Dubai when the intensity is crazy, I think it's so rewarding. I was having a very good job and a very stable job and very high salary that would be enough for me and my family to afford a very good life. But yeah, there is sometimes a bit more than this, both on the financial and on the personal satisfaction. So
Yeah.
I have both needs.
And what are some of the learnings, if I can say, what are the three learnings that you can share with the listeners of your startup journey? What must one keep in mind? What do young entrepreneurs today? And especially maybe if you could share a point about the F&B space as well, those who are planning to enter it.
Yes. So I think if I want to give three recommendations, it will be a bit what worked with me, what I have talked about it initially. But the number one should be differentiation. You need to have something different.
Hmm.
Because, for example, I always give this example about known entrants and challenging Amazon. All right. They didn't have much of a different offering, but
Yeah.
they had a marketing budget like there's no tomorrow. They had billions to spend, billions. And I think until now, I was reading, they might not be profitable. I'm not sure about it, but they had billions. So yeah, if you have billions, you go and you paint Dubai in yellow, people will start using your thing. But if you are like having a few $1,000s, you
Yeah.
need to have something really different for people to consider you. So you need to scan well the market, understand what's the offering, and ask yourself like, what is different? What's my USP? Why would people consume me? And then the second part is that also for entrepreneurs, you need to test the market, and this is what we call the lean startup. Um, the beautiful book called From Zero to One. It's
Mm.
amazing. I learned a lot of things from that I applied in my journey. It's like, okay, you don't need to over invest on things. We started with a capex of around $10,000, I remember, to drive ice cream. We got machines from China for $3,000 and some tools and some stuff like this, and we started trying ourselves. Now it's a totally different story. We have a warehouse or a factory of around 7,000 square feet with latest machines and stuff. It's millions investment, but this is how we start. So start lean so that you can really go back and don't hurt yourself if something goes wrong. And then third, always I think you should think in terms of an experience rather than the product. Ask what is this emotional thing that it I want to land in my consumers, because people might, even if it is a different product, people then can come and say, okay, you have found a niche, we are coming into there. So how can you move from a functional to an emotional benefit as soon as possible, so that you create more barrier to entry for someone who just want to copy your product? Because I always thought like maybe any mid-sized company recruiting 3 4 people that are good can replicate my product to a 90% 85% accuracy if they just really focus on copying the product in 3 weeks. They might struggle a bit when it comes to the fibers. I think this is something a bit unique, but otherwise they will get 80 90% there, and 80 90% there is good enough to really put me out of the market as I play it well. But then if I create a good um, presence in the mind of our consumer, it will be a bit more difficult and a bit, maybe much more difficult, and it will cost them more, and they might be reluctant. So those are the things that I can think of.
And I think you've successfully managed to do that because there is competition right now, and there's quite a lot of competition. In fact, how would you define the challenge? Because right now we're in I mean, first you would look at retail and you would look at distributing in retail stores. Now you're looking at e-commerce, and that's given a platform to all the brands to kind of. How have you navigated that?
So I'm not afraid of competition. Competition gets first the best out of us. When we see there are someone who says someone who's trying to enter, we say, okay, how can we improve things? How can we get the best thing? So it's positive. It gets the best out of us. And then second, I believe that also competition, not all of them, but if they land on the health and wellness and they are active, they can help increase the size of the pie. So I always look at the health and wellness as
Yeah.
blue ocean rather than a place where I need to go and fight like this red ocean and take shares from people. No, everyone, if you want to offer something healthy, come and shout and talk about the importance of that, and we will get a bigger share of a bigger pie. So from that, it's a bit positive. Now, where it becomes a bit tricky is that when people come and try to deceive the consumers, like we have a competition or a competitor, I'll not name it. It keeps saying that it's natural, healthy, delicious, and you see healthy everywhere. And they have like offerings like Nutella. How is this
Okay.
healthy? Or they have Oreo
Yeah.
or cheesecake. And okay, while they might have other relevant products that are neater, but if you want to say my brand, it needs to be the entire brand. I think the brand is like a person,
Yeah.
like you cannot be funny and silly at the same time,
True.
at least with one relevant to one audience. So either they find you funny or silly. You make your approach as a brand. Either you are for the kids or for the teenagers, or you are for the vegans. You cannot be a brand for the vegans but offers also dairy. So this concept of we have everything, just come, and if you're looking to get slim, this is something for you. If you're looking high sugar, you can, but this is not how you build a brand. Yeah,
Yes.
this is, you just are thinking very short term in order to maximize, but then you will not be you will not stand for something.
Very true. Very true. And then Mazen, tell me, what's next for you? Where do you think House of Pops is headed?
Well, we are very excited. Everyone is very excited in the team about House of Pops. We were able also to attract the attention of global media, like Bloomberg even came and put a very nice piece on us, and to an extent where most of the comments saying, they are paying them. We did not pay anything. So that even the comments was like something rewarding to read. Like, okay,
Yes.
think I cannot make it. I'm making it. So I think, yeah, everyone is excited because especially after the expansion, we got a lot of challenges that people saying, yeah, it works only in Dubai, but try to go to Abu Dhabi, people will not be interested. Try to go to anywhere outside Dubai, people would not pay that much. But then we went into Saudi, we opened the first one, the second one, third one, fourth one. They are doing very good. Our partner now, we are finalizing a deal to open 80 outlets in the coming 5 years. In Bahrain, also there were challenges that Bahrain is not as rich as the other countries and people would not be. We opened one, it's doing more than we expected. So wherever we are going so far in terms of channel or geographies, it's proving working. So that makes us confident and okay, you know what, there is a big potential. So from that perspective, I think nothing lacks in us or in our capabilities to make it a global brand. It might be very ambitious, but why not? I mean, we have all relevant experience, and we were doing the same on mega brands. So why not on House of Pops? And the product is working. So currently, our growth pillars is driven by three main pillars: building the brand, finding partners, and accommodating for private labels because we have capacity in the factory that we can use. On building the brand, we need to expand the product offering, not only sticks, but having also cups, cones, pints, scooping, and building the brand, continue communicating in the spirit of what I was talking about, this emotional connection. In terms of finding partners, we look for two partners to expand us geographically. One that can increase our distribution in the trade, where people go for shopping their groceries. And then the second, partners that can open kiosks for us and shops and franchise the concept. And the third one, private label. We have extensive experience in developing product, and we are now giving this tool to or putting this expertise at the service of companies who would like to have their own range. And we are working on a couple of projects that are going to be launched soon. So yeah, it's quite exciting. We're focusing now on GCC, but Europe is going to be next. Hopefully, in a couple of years, we should be also in Europe, and then sky is the limit.
More power to you.
Thank you.
Inspiring. But just for my curiosity, so when you say you are, you have partnered and you have opened up these franchisees, are you still in control of the quality and the manufacturing itself, or are you handing that over as well?
Very good question. We're not handing anything to them, not the recipes and not the plants. And because we believe that still at the stage, we need to ensure that we control 100% the quality. So everything gets manufactured in Dubai and gets shipped. And even when we try in countries that, for example, do not make sense, like in Lebanon, for example, or let's say in Egypt, if we're
Mm.
considering Egypt, it does not make sense to manufacture here and ship. But however, even for the test period, we do import basis so that we need to keep the product as it is to test, to understand how the people react to it. And then later on, when we generate enough volume, we can look um, at doing local production. And even when there will be local production, we will be, at least my view is that I'll be opening this and owning this and setting up, because without the product, it would not work. So we are very keen on this, but also not only on the product, they have the control. Our franchise, like any other franchise agreement, is very strong when it comes to of controlling the way the brand is presented, the branding elements, the display, how the people speak, how they open, how they close, how they interact. So we have a very, very strong control on all those variables, because yeah, this is an impulse business, and those are key to make it successful.
Yeah, because that's where my question came from, because there's so many challenges, even if you're shipping it, even if you're taking it to another country, maintaining the quality along the way, that must be coming with its own set of, challenges across to kind of control that and make sure that it sticks to your brand vision. So that's itself a big,
Yeah. Hala, for example, I'll give you an example. We have a partner in Hungary who
Mhm.
wants to test the market. So they wanted to ship stocks. So we arranged for a, they arrange for a transportation agency, logistic partner to come and pick it. So the container come, we checked the temperature. It was -5, -6. We said we are not loading. So we sent them back. Then came another time. It was -12. We said we are not loading. Then they came. It was -20. Then we loaded, and we put a tracker a temperature tracker in every pallet. And then when it gets delivered, we get to understand how, if the temperature dropped or increased or something happened, to hold them accountable. So we are very keen, and also our factory is have all the certification from HACCP, from ISO, FSSC 22000, Halal, and we have also a golden A rating from Dubai municipality. So we treat this quality in a very, very serious way. We don't compromise whatsoever about it.
And lastly, I need to ask you, which are your top three flavors that somebody must try if they're ordering for the first time?
So, as the poet said once, my favorite flavor is the one that did not come up yet. A poet was asked, "What's your best poem?" The poem that I still did not write it, because so
So yes,
no, because it's also good that we believe we always something is going to come and it will be even better.
yeah, yeah.
No, but putting this aside, so that would be my number one choice, the flavor that did not come up yet. The second one will be mango strawberry. It's a very nice way of blending the fresh fruit pieces
Mm.
and how it melts in your mouth, and the flavor combines with the mango. It's beautiful. It's very, very tasty. And the third one would be the galactic lime. It's very refreshing.
I love that.
It's fresh lime with fresh mint leaves,
Yes.
and we add a superfood, spirulina, that we extract from the algae, from the water, and it gives a beautiful color to that, galactic, as in the name, and it's super refreshing.
It is indeed. That is my favorite one. Can I take a moment and ask you about the first flavor you ever came up with? What was that like?
Mango.
Lovely.
We were very focused on initially to have what people consume much, and people would consume mango, strawberry. So you need to have the base right, and then you can innovate. People love to have innovations every time they come to our kiosk, and people say, "Ah, did you see they launched pina colada? Did you try it?" No, yeah, pass. They pass. They look at it, and then okay, give me one chocolate, one mango. You understand? So it's they always go back to their flavors. Every now and then they might try something new, but they like to have a big offering. But most of the sales are focused on the top 8 flavors.
And you differentiated with the mango flavor, which is really a big thing.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
So many of them in the market, but to be achieving that, that kind of success with that one, definitely more power to you. Thank you so much, Mazen, for joining me. It's been a pleasure connecting. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did. I look forward to sharing this interview.
Yes, I can't wait to check it live. And thank you also for this discussion. And good luck to you as well in your dreams and in your journey.
Thank you so much. Means a lot to me. Thank you.